Good evening, everybody out there on YouTube. Once again, it's four middle-aged Jews just bullshitting about nothing. I am the Reverend.
The theme here.
Gray Mouse 1.
Area 515.
And we are here to talk about classic cartoons. In particular, Tom and Jerry. They've been around for 76 years now. William Hanna and Joseph Barbera created Tom and Jerry back on February 10th, 1940. And it's come to light. You know, they're starting to show the cartoons again. Even the ones that are, well, I was about to say even the ones that aren't politically correct, but that wouldn't be the truth. To tell you the truth, I wasn't that big of a Tom and Jerry fan. I did love all the episodes when Tom was actually able to go ahead and finally get one over on Jerry. But I wasn't the biggest Tom and Jerry fan, not when I was a little kid. When I started watching him again later on, especially after I started living on my own, Cartoon Network was actually showing real cartoons. You know, around the late 90s, mid to late 90s and everything, and they were showing Tom and Jerry again. I started getting into it, and yeah, great stuff. Thoughts, gentlemen, on classic cartoons?
This cartoon spoke volumes with me when I was growing up. First of all, I instantly recognized that, okay, these motherfuckers are not saying anything for the most part. Yes, you'll get some yelling, you'll get some screaming, and then all you had was the symphony. Facial expressions. The facial expressions said it all. Yep. When you were watching these cartoons and you saw a facial expression, you knew exactly what was going on. You knew exactly what they're thinking. And it's just like, damn. You were watching, you'd be like, damn, that's fucked up. Or if something would happen to a certain facial expression, you'd be like, ooh, yeah, I already know what they're feeling or what they're saying just by looking at them. And the music played a big part of it. How everything was coordinated perfectly for characters that didn't talk. You rarely had that. Yes, you had Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote, that type of stuff, but Tom and Jerry did it perfectly.
Yeah, yep.
I think some of my most favorite Tom and Jerry cartoons are the earlier ones, the real earlier ones. I sort of, after Hanna-Barbera sold it, or pretty much it went overseas, I think in, correct me if I'm wrong, the 60s, I think, something like that, 60s or 70s, it went overseas. And the music changed, the sounds changed, and it just sounded really terrible. I didn't really like the later ones. But with Tom and Jerry, it just, I have to agree with the theme. You know, the facial expressions told you the whole story. You know, I mean, and I think I have to touch on what Reverend said as well, is that I think some of the most particular ones when Tom actually gets that damn mouse, gets one on that mouse. Yep. I mean, but you know, I mean, they both do it to each other. You know, I mean, some episodes, you know, Tom doesn't do shit to Jerry, and Jerry fucks with Tom. And then other episodes, you know, Tom is just fucking with that mouse, and you know, it's just, man, I love that. I mean, oh God, I love that cartoon, man. I love it.
What about yourself, Theory?
Tom and Jerry stands out as probably one of my favorite cartoons of all time. All right? All time. All right? Facial expressions aside, music aside, it was just the funniest crap. I remember, is you is or is you ain't my baby.
Yeah.
All right? All right? That one episode. If you've not seen that cartoon, watch that and you'll understand what he talks about when he's like music and the way it's all planned out, the way it's supposed to be. If you can't laugh at this, you have no sense of humor, okay? All right? It's impossible, all right? In order for a cat to get hit so hard that it turns into a table or any other random shape, all right?
That's something that I was about to point out. That cat has changed to almost every shape known to man. In one form or another, when he get hit by something, he would change into something, or he'll come a part of something, or something will go down his throat, he'll take its shape.
What I don't understand is how in the hell can Jerry pick up something that damn heavy? You know, like an iron. When I mean, come on, that's some heavy ass shit, and he picks it up and
he isn't even the strongest fucking mouse on the show.
No, he's not. There's been a couple of people. He's had cousins and uncles that's been stronger than him.
Fucking his cousin Muscles.
Yeah,
There was Muscles and Uncle Pecos.
Yeah, Uncle Pecos. Yeah,
Uncle Pecos was from Texas, so a lot of people didn't understand why he was flipping chairs and having axes like this. And I'm like, he's from Texas. And they perpetuate Texas, motherfuckers from Texas being strong like that. A lot of people didn't catch on to that during the cartoon. There was Muscles. Muscles was beating up cats in Hogan's Alley.
Yeah.
What about the episodes with the Mouseketeer episodes, man?
Oh Lord!
When Tom was in love, or when Jerry was in love.
That I was about to bring that up. That was one of the funniest ones, especially at the end.
Yeah,
because I remember watching that in a bowling alley, and other guys started watching it too, and it got to the point where it was pretty much at the end, and little Nibbles was still being sent out delivering these letters to these girls. So he comes back and Jerry gets dumped by a letter, but the funniest thing happens after that.
Yeah.
He tears up the fucking letter, throws the picture away, and before the picture even hits the ground, you can see him picking up another photo and laying it. When every dude in this bowling alley saw this on these screens, and every dude saw that, and every dude started laughing. Like, wow, that was the way to do it. If you were like, fuck, I'm over this, and just get another one, and he just started writing letters again.
All right,
for 5 straight minutes, people were trying to gather themselves. It was just like, wow, even back then, but they made the point of, look, cry for no bitch.
All right, so let's change the atmosphere here for a second. Let's talk about some of the controversies that Tom and Jerry has had over the years. One cartoon comes to mind is the one when he was committing suicide on the train tracks. That lot of controversy. Jerry was telling the story about Tom falling in love and Butch takes her away. So, there's a lot of Tom and Jerry is not without a lot of controversy as well.
It's funny because certain controversies didn't become controversies until modern day. You have cartoons like that. You have cartoons where if someone swallows a boatload of pills, they'll cut that out. You have, if someone's pointing a gun to their head, they'll cut that out. There were a lot of things that they started cutting out when it became sort of modern. Mm-hmm. And the reason being is because you got motherfuckers in real life that will try to do that shit that they were doing. Or a story will open up, or someone will be in the news that, yeah, this motherfucker did the exact same shit as this cartoon, and they try to blame the fucking cartoon for it. So that's why certain controversies became controversies in modern day. When you have these cases open up as far as saying, oh, these motherfuckers did it, then they must have got it from this cartoon somehow, which is absolutely fucking ridiculous at the end of the day.
Yep.
And let's talk about the stereotypes and the supposedly in Tom and Jerry. They've gone to as far. In fact, I was the one who mentioned it to the theme that they took. I can't remember her name off the top of my head right now. What's the character's name?
Mammy Two Shoes.
There you go, Mammy Two Shoes. They changed her color.
I did not. I was unaware of that. That they fucked that up for modern day. And oh my God, look at the stereotype. Look at the way they're portraying that black woman. Yeah, let's go back in the day.
That's because it was from the 30s and the 40s.
Okay, all right, fine. That's racist, motherfucker. Is a black woman in a cartoon back in the day.
Well, the funny thing is that the running joke about Hanna-Barbera is the fact that, in the past there are no black people, in the future there are no black people, because they don't show up in the Flintstones or the Jetsons.
Right.
And then all of a sudden they show up in a beloved cartoon, and people get.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's the dumb part about that.
Even the episodes. I mean, they don't even air some of these Tom and Jerry episodes. They don't even air them at all no more. They don't even. You know how some of them they censor, but it's gotten to a point to where they don't even. Put out that cartoon at all, especially if it has to do with indigenous people. There's one where they go to an island, and Jerry, they cut out everything. They don't even freaking air that cartoon anymore. There's
ridiculous.
several occasions where like I think it was the 4th of July cartoon. I can't remember the name of it, where Tom stuck his head into the
flower pot,
into the teapot.
Teapot,
and Jerry left a firecracker in it, and it blew up, and it blackface, and they don't even they don't even air. Yeah, it's just and just like that one time that Mammy T Shoes was cleaning the house, and she went out. And then Jerry poured all that coal in the house.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody see no.
Again, that shit is hilarious, and you end up cutting that shit out because your feelings are hurt. Look,
here's my thing. All right. As far as I'm concerned, these should have been viewed as national treasures and not changed at all.
Exactly.
All right. It was a part of history. It was accurate. There's no reason to go back and change it. You know what I mean? It's not like it happened because you changed their color.
Well, the funny thing about the edits to the characters and stuff like that is that stuff had actually started happening back when the IP fell in the hands of Rembrandt Films back in 1960s. They started doing changes to characters and editing episodes for content and stuff like that. As early as back then, in the 60s. That's over 50 years ago now.
Mm-hmm.
I think there are a lot of things in classic cartoons that definitely doesn't fly nowadays, which makes it all more poignant. If you can find the classic cartoons in their uncut versions, do so.
And
play it for your fucking kids too.
Even so.
But here's the thing: Hannah-Barbera is not the only ones guilty of such a thing. Warner Brothers has done it too.
I was going to mention that.
Elmer Fudd was black. You go into all of that other stuff, and it's one of those things that they changed all around. All right.
Well, you got a guy called Tex Avery. They don't even air his cartoons no more. It was just. If you really watch an old Tex Avery cartoon, yeah, it's racist and stereotypical.
Is it racist?
And hilarious.
But in today's standards, it was.
No. Look. I hate the whole racism argument when stereotypes have some form of truth to them, okay? And, in certain cases, stereotypes are right. Now, if you want to change those stereotypes, then don't be a part of the stereotype. But then, the day, enjoy what they're presenting towards you. Be open-minded about what they're presenting towards you. Now, people think that shit goes too far, and it's like, this hasn't really scratched any type of fucking surface yet.
The problem is another thing too is old school Disney, and I'm talking about the Disney cartoons that used to be on Disney Channel, the Chippendales and the Donald Ducks and the Mickey Mouse, and I'm talking about the old school Disney. Those were good to watch, but they don't even air that no more because Disney's scared. It's going to offend somebody.
Was an angry, chain-smoking, road-raging alcoholic.
No, I'm serious, and they don't air the Disney cartoons no more. The old Donald Ducks and the Chippendale. No.
Oh, Donald was a Nazi.
Yeah. Yeah.
At one time.
I'm just saying they don't air them no more.
Okay, look, you got motherfucker. Okay, for example, like Looney Tunes, like there's a even shit with Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck where motherfuckers will not show them pointing a gun at their own heads. They will not show that. They will not show Duck getting obliterated. They will not show certain things. And I'm like, why the fuck are they cutting this shit out? I remember certain things were shown and I just busted up laughing off of that shit.
Rabbit season.
Duck.
Duck season.
Rabbit season.
Duck.
Should I shoot him now?
Cartoons are not supposed to 100% make sense. They're not supposed to be 100% logical. You talking about motherfuckers that walk off a cliff and walk in midair and then fall like 8 seconds later. You're talking about motherfuckers that get shot over and over again and they're still alive. You're talking about all that shit, falling from high places, defying shit. Just, oh, Jesus. You're not supposed to make cartoons so politically correct that everything is fucking making sense. Even The Simpsons and Family Guy have pushed the cartoon boundaries, even though they're fucking sitcoms, you know? It's just, come on, man. Quit with the fucking political correctness.
And that says a whole lot that Tom and Jerry is 76 years old.
Yeah.
And it's still relevant to this day.
I'll still watch all those old episodes. I don't give a fuck. I'll prepare a meal or an alcoholic drink and put that shit on and just laugh myself until it's
Looney
time.
Tunes is still relevant today. Looney Tunes. All the Tex Avery cartoons still relevant today. And you know what kills me? This is what kills me the most is I'm not too particular, or I'm not too keen on Whoopi Goldberg. I don't like what anyway. But she has gone on record saying, defending Tom and Jerry, saying that there may be some scenes in this cartoon that you don't like, but that's the way the world was back then. And she's for keeping the original cartoon as is. You know, even if you picked up the Tom and Jerry cartoon set or whatever, you'll see it at the beginning. It'll say, I'll give you a little disclaimer saying that the studio does not have the same views as this cartoon. This cartoon was set back, and they'll give you a little disclaimer. But it's really hard. You'll be spending a lot of money out of your pocket to get uncut versions of the cartoons, unmodernized versions of the cartoons, unless you do something that I don't. Yeah, I'm just saying.
It's just the fact that they should not change that.
Talking to the parents, walking around on peg legs. That's all I got to say.
Matey.
It's just the fact that none of that shit should be changed in the first place as far as the controversy. It's a cartoon. Let that shit air. If you don't like it, you can change the fucking channel. You can look again. If you try, the more you try to keep it from people, when they eventually see it, they're gonna be like, okay, what? Why did you cut this out?
Why
Or
was it so bad?
yeah.
Well, I would just imagine this, okay? Imagine this. What if the only acceptable version of the Mona Lisa was something that was photoshopped by your millennial art graduate student?
No.
Or the Michelangelo statue. What about that?
No. What if you can't Photoshop that? But what if the Michelangelo statue they decide to go ahead and drape it in alternative gender identity clothing?
Then it's the Michelle Angelo.
You're gonna make me get up off of this couch here in a minute, man.
It wouldn't be the Michelangelo anymore.
No.
Okay, but like I said, I'm just illustrating a point here. I think
I understand.
the reason why there are certain things like the Library of Congress, and they decide to go ahead and hold films and the master versions of pieces of artwork for longevity, is that, you know, certain things are felt to be culturally relevant. I know that if somebody were to go out of their way and to watch Casablanca nowadays, there's a shitload of things that they could say about it. But as far as its moment in history, especially when it comes to the film genre, it's an all-time classic. You know,
shit like Gone with the Wind.
Yeah, exactly. Especially Gone with the Wind. That's actually
there's no way they can remake that.
Yeah, they'll try.
No, in the next 50 years, maybe.
No, they'll try. Oh
no. if they're gonna do what, they're gonna have trans.
You're gonna make me sing zippity doo.
No, I would not accept every ethnicity and race in this movie if they remake it. I will not accept that. I just won't. Even Macbeth, if I see blacks, gays, trans, I'm gonna be like, huh?
Romeo and Juliet.
No, look. And I have nothing against any race or any sexual preference or anything like that. But look, you have to keep things sound. If you're gonna do something, make something original and have that. But don't remake something and just totally have everything fucking out of place, because it just doesn't make any sense. I would not approve of that. Just like when they made The Honeymooners and they made them all black, and I'm like, wait, what? I wrote the credits on that before I even saw it. I was like, I'm not seeing that. If they make an I Love Lucy and the black motherfuckers in it, I'm done.
The Three Stooges black? The Three Stooges black?
No. The Black Brady Bunch. Yeah, make that shit. Okay.
Nope.
No. Black Dukes of Hazzard. Okay, have them motherfuckers in the hood.
Right? No.
Wait, what did you say, Grey Mouse?
You said a Black Dukes of Hazzard.
Yes, I went there. Damn it.
Not driving a General Lee.
Oh my God. With a Confederate flag on there too, right?
No, they'll be driving the Ulysses Grant. How about that shit?
They'll be driving a Pontiac.
A Pontiac.
They'll be driving a Pontiac. What are you talking about, man?
Yeah, and they'll call it the Ulysses S. Grant.
No. Anyways, back to Tom and Jerry.
Black Knight Rider with a white kid.
I can see that happening.
Oh my God.
Call up Kanye. He'll do it.
No.
He sits there. He talks to it. He's like, Kit, talk to me, and it's fucking Kim's voice coming out of it.
So amazing, Michael. So amazing. No.
Stop
Not
it.
hearing that.
No.
Anyway, we got way off topic here because we started talking about other things.
I should go, right?
Say again?
I should leave, right? I mean, just saying.
Okay. Tom and Jerry, man. I mean, just finding out that, 76 long years of this cartoon, and it's still relevant to this day. Watch the old school Tom and Jerry's. Please watch them. Okay? If you've never seen them before, search for them and watch them because they're pretty fucking hilarious and they still stand out to this day.
Before cartoons got changed by the FCC and everything else for requiring a certain amount of educational programming per episode, because
garbage.
It's obviously kids programming, right? It is what it is.
That's another discussion for another time.
Yeah. Any other thoughts, gentlemen, before we close out? We got like 5 minutes left.
Touche, pussycat.
On God.
Here, pussy, 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 pussy. Here, pussy.
Off with your head.
Oh my God. Is you ain't my baby.
You know what? I think the only really bad thing about this conversation is that we've got around 5 minutes left and we didn't even mention Droopy.
Well, I did say Tex Avery, so.
You know what? That makes me mad.
You did that was a terrible impression of Droopy, though, man.
Who said it was an impression? I just said, whoever, you know what? That makes me mad.
All I know is that I know where the Hulk got his moves from.
Hey, now wait a minute. Droopy was basically a dog Popeye without the spinach. All you have to do is just piss this dog off, and then just...
What about Quick Draw McGraw, man? Don't forget about him.
Quick Draw was El Kabong more than Quick Draw.
Yeah, but they were not spin-off characters of Tom and Jerry.
No.
All right.
Droopy
was.
No. The Yogi Bear, the Yogi Yahooies, they were their own things. The Scooby Doobies were their own things, okay?
They were on Wacky Races. They don't count.
And the really Rockies were their own things.
We forgot about that one, too. Wacky Races, man. Oh, my God.
We can't talk about that now.
No.
Oh, man, I forgot about those.
No.
That's another video.
No.
But Tom and Jerry, happy 76 and hope for 76. It's just one of the greatest cartoons, man. It's just 76 years ought to say enough.
Yeah.
It's an old-ass cat.
Old-ass mouse. And the spin-offs, I mean, the Tom and Jerry kids, I think, were in the 80s. And
actually, that was in the 90s.
Was it in the 90s? And then Tom and Jerry show, I think there was like a more modern one.
Uh-huh. Well, they brought back Tom and Jerry a few times. And don't you dare mention that fucking movie. That shit.
No, like 3 of them?
No. Fuck you. That shit doesn't exist to me. The fuckers don't talk. They're not saving kids. Fuck Tom.
What are you talking about, man? Tom was singing a song, dude.
About being friends with the cat. About being friends with the mouse. Get out of here.
No.
He was singing that Is You Is.
Again. Fuck that movie. Okay? No.
That was terrible.
Yeah, okay.
But anyway, happy 76.
With that, folks, we're going to bring this to a close. Otherwise, we're going to ramble on for another 40 minutes. Thank you for spending time with us, folks.
Easily.
If you're so kind, hit us up with comments, hit the like button, hit subscribe, check out my channel, check out the Thieves channel, check out Gray Mouse's channel. We are the 4 middle-aged dudes, just bullshitting about nothing. Once again, this is the Reverend.
The theme here.
Gray Mouse 1.
Theory 515.
Keep it going, TNJ. Oh, man. So many memories for that shit. Credits.